Welcome, my friends, to Istanbul International Airport, the largest airport in Europe, one of the largest airports in the world. It covers over 76 square kilometers. Of course, I won't be able to show you all of that in today's video, but I would like to give you some impressions. I just took a bus to the airport, and one thing you should know about the airport buses in Turkey is that just like the airport itself, they're a bit nicer than you might be expecting. I would describe it more as a luxury bus experience. It only cost me about €7, and the ride took 2 hours. That's a bit longer than I expected it to take, but the traffic in Istanbul is crazy, and the airport itself is about 40 kilometers from the city center. So if you are coming here by transit, or actually however you are coming here, give yourself a bit of extra time, especially if it's around rush hour. But yeah, if you're curious about the buses, I have a whole video that shows you how that works. Link in the description. But for the moment, we're gonna enter Istanbul Airport. I also think that there's a security check coming up ahead, so I'm gonna put my camera away and I will talk to you soon. Okay, made it through the security check. That was fast and easy. It just caught me by surprise a little bit because usually I'm expecting that when I'm getting to the gates, but not when I'm entering the airport itself. But you can see that things are nice and secure here at Istanbul Airport. And in general, the main thing you notice is just the size of this place. Look at all those flights. I'm actually going to be going to Antalya, another Turkish city. But so far, look at this. Select your airline. I'm not actually going to look up my airline because I know my bag's not that heavy, and there are some other people waiting to use that machine. But that's another example of something that I have never seen anywhere. I mean, definitely when you are checking in, they sometimes make you weigh it, but that's such an awkward time to be weighing your bag because if it's too heavy and they want to charge you money, then if you want to save money, you need to open up your bag and like start removing things while there's a lineup of people waiting behind you. Here they have weighing stations with like tables beside it. So if you notice your bag is too heavy, you can actually do that before the check-in. It's almost like someone has identified the problems airports have and just decided they're going to fix all of them here in Istanbul. What a great idea. Now, oh, speaking of that, look at this. There's a giant sign that says best airport in the world. I guess if I'm making a video about the airport, I should show this. Now, there are some other good airports I've visited. I'm thinking of Incheon Airport in South Korea. That's the airport closest to Seoul. That was a really cool airport. I've heard Singapore has a really nice airport. I've never been there. I can't say this is the best airport in the world because I haven't been to every big airport in the world. But I can say that I have been traveling to over 50 countries, and yeah, I have never seen an airport that immediately impresses me as much as Istanbul. Even just the lighting and the aesthetic beauty of the ceiling and the big windows and the nice lighting. This might seem like a small thing, but when you are a traveler and you're spending a few hours waiting for your connection, if the space you're in feels like small and claustrophobic, or if it feels big and open and inviting, that makes a big difference. Now, there is one other thing I will tell you as I may as well just give this a chance since we're here. Look at this. We have accommodation. We have a nap zone, a sleep pod, and a more traditional hotel. food and drink. What do we have? I just saw Louis Vuitton, so there's obviously some high-end shopping here as well. Wow. So it's like a mall as well, basically. And look at the scale of this. Just look at... I guess I shouldn't spend too long in this video because eventually I have to find my gate as well. That might take a while. Another reason to be here early. There's a library, okay. Let's see if their search actually works. Library. No. I don't want to spend 20 minutes trying to find a library on that enormous map. But if I do stumble on a library, that's pretty cool. Now, on a more serious note, I also see they have, they seem to have prayer zones. Obviously, Istanbul is a gateway to the Middle East and to much of the Islamic world, so having somewhere to pray is a very important feature for many travelers as well. I keep finding new things. Look at this, the silent room. What is this? Dear guests, this room is designated for guests who need a quiet space due to noise, light, crowd sensitivities, autism, etc., etc. Wow. I'm not going to go in there and start talking on my YouTube video, obviously, but that is really cool. I know people, actually, who get overwhelmed in places like airports and who would really benefit from a space like that. So once again, they've thought of everything. In fact, the criticism I was going to make actually feels quite small compared to all the cool things I'm discovering now. The criticism I was going to make is that food here is very expensive. And I know some people are going to say, Dan, that's true of every airport. Airports are always rip-offs. But to give you an idea, like I had, on my way into Istanbul, I had Burger King. And it was like 700, basically it was like 15 euros for like one of their value meals, like nothing special, just a burger, fries, and drink. Yeah, I don't know, like if you spend some time in Turkey and you actually see the real prices, that is very, very high. So just something to be aware of if you are a budget traveler. Turkey in general is quite an affordable country for tourism, but eating at this airport is not. So this time I actually brought myself a pita wrap that I bought in the city, and I'm gonna later find somewhere quiet to eat. Now, in case you need to do a long layover, I just found here is one of the hotels. I guess I could walk this way just to continue the tour. By the way, shout out to the cleaning staff. Like this floor is like literally shining. It's so clean. That might seem like a normal thing to some people, but I've traveled a lot. I'm telling you, there's a lot of airports that are just pretty run down these days. And that's including Canadian airports. My country, we think of ourselves as a very developed place, but if you have a layover in Toronto Pearson Airport and you compare it to what you're looking at right now, yeah, you're going to wonder what Canada's doing wrong, that's for sure. Here is the hotel. Wow. Again, I'm trying not to bother people in the airport hotel. I'm sure they're looking to relax and not see some YouTuber pass them by. But I did get a couple of quick shots just to show people who might be looking for an airport hotel what it looks like. Once again, like beautiful, that's all I can tell you. Now, it might be time for me to check in. Oh yeah, I also noticed there's somewhere to get a haircut. So I really feel like you could live here if you had to, if you wanted to. I'm not sure why you would want to, but you know, if you had to pick an airport to live in, this one seems pretty nice. Still have 2.5 hours until my flight, but I think I'm going to line up and try and get my boarding pass. They just let me pick my seat for free. Usually that's something you have to pay for. Turkish Airlines. Respect. You know you have a big airport when you basically have street signs telling people where to go. Now, as I was saying, I often find airport food to be quite overpriced. I did buy a coffee though, an iced Americano. This I actually got in the city and I brought with me. So if you're a budget traveler and you like to save some money, don't be afraid to bring your own food to airports. I had someone tell me once that they didn't know you were allowed to do that. I've done that plenty of times. I brought sandwiches, bagels, chips, but it's only liquids that aren't able to make it through the security check. By the way, they use the same plugs in Turkey as in Europe. So if you're a North American traveler, just get yourself one of these. Okay, my friends, I have now made it through the security check in the domestic terminal. Here's a few of the shopping options. Now I have about 30 minutes until my flight is boarding. So I don't think I will give you everything there is to see in the airport. For example, in front of me I see a food court, which it's really funny how this works. Like Burger King, Sbarro, Popeyes. These are the exact same options that we had outside of security. So I guess that is useful if you are someone who regretted not getting a burger when you first had a chance. But I think most travelers would like to see some variety instead of the same things over and over again. So once again, I will say that even though 99% of what I'm seeing at this airport is very impressive and visually interesting. We even have some Christmas trees, which is cool. It would be cool to see some more local, unique food options. You know, like Sbarro, or however you say that, Sbarro, that generic American pizza slice, which isn't even that good. I don't even like seeing that place when I'm in New York City, so I definitely don't need to see it in Istanbul. We also have a escalator that's not working at the moment, but that's not too big of a deal. They also have a terrace, which might be a smoking section. Most airports around the world don't have smoking sections anymore, but that doesn't surprise me to see one here because Turkish people definitely smoke a lot, and I just spent a week in Istanbul, so I can tell you that is true. So once again, we have the same visually interesting ceiling. It was really nice here during the daytime when you had the natural light flowing in through the windows. Now obviously the sun has set, but you can see game rooms, you can see lots of comfortable seats. That was a nice little bit of design, the way it was green on the side you're supposed to walk and red on the side you're not supposed to walk. Super easy, you know, communicates in every language. Now it would be interesting to find that library. I don't know if it's near me or not, but I thought that was something unique for an airport to have. If I can't find that, I might show you the terrace area. They're doing last call for my airplane. I still have like 45 minutes, but I just checked the sign said last call. I gotta run.
Yeah, that's me flashing red. Okay, so I'm very lucky because I just had to go down that escalator, and then it was the first gate that I saw. That would have been so embarrassing. I'm here like 3.5 hours early, and then I missed my flight.
This is the final call for all passengers traveling on
That's me.
TK243.
Okay, I got to get on this flight. You're just gonna have to imagine what the library and the lounge and all the other stuff I didn't get to look like. Thank you for watching. Hope you get a chance to experience this airport for yourself, and don't make mistakes like I am, like lose track of time and then almost miss your flight. As always, I'm Dan, and I will catch you next time. Peace.